Hello, my name is Pat Bohse, and welcome to SCAN. SCAN stands for Social Community Activity Network, and we've been providing services to Monmouth and Ocean counties for the last 26 years. It is my pleasure to introduce Linda Conroy, the Director of Development for Caregiver Volunteers of Central Jersey, who will be talking about her program on caregivers, which is presently in Ocean County and will hopefully be in Monmouth County in the near future. So welcome.
Thank you, Pat. I'm happy to be here today.
It's really nice to see you in this new position.
Yes.
And I know that you have a lot of history in regards to working with seniors. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you before we talk about caregivers?
Sure. Well, I've been involved in caring for seniors, but through the funeral industry. I've been a part of the funeral industry for almost 30 years now. And I got involved with Caregiver Volunteers in 2009. I was invited to be a member of their board of directors. And after learning about the wonderful things this organization does for the frail and elderly, I became one of their volunteers in 2010.
Wow.
So I've been volunteering for them and working on their board now for a number of years.
And so you decided to practice what you were preaching.
Absolutely. An opportunity became available at the end of the year and at the end of last year for the Director of Development. Brand new role for me. I've never really worked in the world of nonprofit, so it's a new experience and it's an exciting one, kind of turning the page in my life. Welcome
to our world. We usually call that an encore career, meaning second or third careers. But no, I think it's really very interesting that we get to practice what we've been preaching. I mean, you're talking about your former career and being a consultant and working with not-for-profits for so many years and trying to help them run their not-for-profits, and now having to do it at SCAN for the last 3 years. I have become very humble and practicing what I've been preaching. So it works, so I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank
I
you.
know that in this new role, I have the opportunity to come visit you and your fearless leader, Lynette Whiteman.
Yes.
And she's the Executive Director of Caregivers of Central New Jersey. For two reasons. One is that I've heard so much about your program. While we don't do direct services for caregivers here, we do provide a support service here through the Monmouth County Office on Aging. They use our facility for a monthly meeting for people who are caregivers. And I have to tell you that the meeting, or the participants, continue to grow as far as the numbers who are coming. And we're just really pleased to be able to provide at least the space at this point in time for it. And hopefully in the future we might work together and discuss caregivers of Central New Jersey, and it might be a bigger geography.
That would be wonderful.
So we can talk about it. And then the other project that we're working on with, not only with you specifically, but we're both been asked to work with this digital AMP program from the National Council on Aging. So we're the two programs in the whole state of New Jersey. While we're working with people who live in senior housing and other places, you're working with homebound elderly. And so tell me a little bit about that before we can get into the program that you're overseeing.
Well, we were really excited about having that opportunity and again being chosen as one of the two in New Jersey to be able to bring new technology to our senior community. Because we work with the homebound, our volunteers will be visiting or doing the training right
one-on-one.
Yes, exactly. Right in the home of the person, of the care receiver. We haven't started yet because of the weather. This past week, our training has been moved to next Wednesday.
Great.
So don't know too much about how that's going to go, but we're feeling really excited and positive about the opportunity to bring technology to the elderly.
And so you'll be giving out 25 tablets that are preloaded. And this is a joint project between National Council on Aging, Breezy, which is the technology company, and also Columbia University, who will be doing the evaluation. And so hopefully we'll compare notes as the project goes on. and we're really excited about that. And then I came to visit your facility, and you are, I love the name of it, the House of Hope. And again, you have space there that they have given to you, and to provide this really wonderful service. So tell me about Caregiver Volunteers of Central Jersey.
Okay. Caregiver Volunteers of Central Jersey started in 1993. We're an interfaith we're an interfaith organization, and most of our volunteers come from congregations. We are very fortunate to be able to have 58 congregations that work with us to provide us with volunteers. We service 23 municipalities in Ocean County, have about 1,200 volunteers that we train to help the elderly.
And how many people are you helping now? I was a little blown away by the number.
Yeah, we're helping now over 2,000. So we have 1,200 volunteers helping over 2,000 people in our community.
So tell me a little bit of the kinds of help that they provide.
We provide a whole potpourri of services to those that are in need. We have, and they're also good. So the first one I'm going to tell you a little bit about is transportation to a doctor's appointment. And we provide this to someone who doesn't drive anymore. Either they've given up their keys or they've never driven. Maybe the spouse has passed away and that was their ride. So we send a volunteer to the home of the person that needs to go to the doctor's appointment. They press the doorbell and escort the person into their private vehicle, drive them to the doctor's appointment, sit in the waiting room until they finish with their appointment, and then bring them back home again.
It's such a needed, great service.
So for those volunteers, we provide them with, well, first we do a background check, you know, an automobile background check, and in addition to that, we have a blanket insurance, you know, as an addition to what they already have. We actually have a criminal background check on all of our volunteers, but those that are doing the driving for others have a little bit more involved with it. We also do grocery shopping, and it's the same criteria. It's for someone that can't get out on their own to do their own shopping. They don't have a family a relative close by that could help them with that. So our volunteer goes to the home, sits with the person, reviews their shopping list, goes to the local supermarket, does the shopping, and comes back again. Now we'll ask them at that time, would you like help in putting the groceries away? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but that's one of our other services. We have friendly visits, so somebody that just needs socialization, somebody will go and visit with them. Or we have reassuring phone calls that a volunteer could do that right from their living room. They don't even have to leave to
So these are programs, I have to tell you, bring back memories for me, because I believe in the 70s and 80s when I used to run senior centers in New York City and Hudson County, those were two major programs for Meals on Wheels programs, was that they had to do telephone reassurance and friendly visiting. And so I'm so happy, because they've gone away by the wayside, mostly because of lack of funding. Yeah. So I'm really happy to hear that they still exist in Ocean County through your program.
Yeah, they are. And again, you know, it's something that's so manageable for a person, even someone that's working a full-time job. To do a reassuring phone call is something that you could roll into, you know, your daily routine. Some of our other services are we have a multicultural service, which is so great because there's a person that is bilingual and also has bilingual volunteers, because sometimes that group of people that can't communicate, they're kind of left by the wayside, so we're able to help them.
What languages?
Spanish is the main language that we have someone to communicate with. We have also an intergenerational group of high school students that also participate with the seniors. They do a senior prom for them every year.
Hopefully in June.
Yeah. They are a part of our music and memory program.
Oh, tell us a little bit about that.
Music and memory program is something relatively new that we've started. And what we do is we learn from a family member what type of music. Usually it's for a dementia patient, so we learn from a family member what type of music their mom or their spouse liked. What did they enjoy? And then we make either a CD or we download it on an iPod, and we give this music. We bring the volunteer brings this music to the care receiver, and sometimes they'll do a sing-along. Some of the high school students will bring a keyboard and play music.
Great.
Yeah, it's really, really, it's so delightful for someone that has dementia. And one of the other programs that are very unique for us is the Caregiver Canine, where we bring pet therapy into the home. So what makes it unique is that pet therapy is something that most people are familiar with, they've heard about it, but it usually takes place within a facility, whether it's going to be a hospital or a skilled nursing or assisted living. We actually bring these trained pets into the home with their trainer, and they sit and visit there.
Perfect.
Yeah. So.
And where do the dogs come from?
They come from various volunteers, and then they're trained. You know.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
yeah, no.
they're matched.
So, so tell me how one gets into the program. I mean, what is the criteria? What's the rules? Is there a cost?
Okay. I want to tell you one more service, and then I will.
Absolutely.
I saved the best for last.
Sorry.
If there even is a best, based on the services I just described to you. We have an Alzheimer respite care program. And this program is phenomenal because a volunteer visits once a week and stays with a dementia patient for 2 to 3 hours, which frees up the caregiver for that period of time so that they could either take time out for themselves, go in another room and close the door and look at TV, or whatever they want to do.
Come
they
to
could
scan
even
and
stay
take
there.
a class.
Come to scan and take a class. That's a great idea. But once a week, 2 to 3 hours, a volunteer will come and sit with a dementia patient. Now, those volunteers have additional training other than what I described earlier, but that is a great program to have. So now to answer your second question, what's the criteria? Well, it's 60 years or older, residing in one of the 23 municipalities in Ocean County that we serve. Don't drive. You've given up your
License.
Your keys, or you've never driven, and that you don't have a family member living at home with you, like an adult child that could really provide services for you. So that's what we do.
That's it. So there's no income?
No,
and
none at all.
There's no ADLs and things like that, just those minimum requirements.
Correct.
And do you have a waiting list?
Unfortunately, in Lakewood, New Jersey, we're a little short of volunteers there, so we do have some people that are waiting. But you know, we're very, very fortunate to have volunteers that are able to serve the people that are in need.
So let's talk about the volunteers.
Okay.
So how do you find them? How do you keep them? How do you train them? How do you reward them?
Okay, a lot of questions. We find them many times, as I said, the bulk of our volunteers come from various congregations, so, and it's interfaith, so it's anywhere from a Catholic church to a temple. What we do is we go into the church or the community and speak to the pastor, tell them about our program, and ask if we could recruit some volunteers. The answer being yes, you know, 99% of the time, because it's a help to the community, particularly their community. So we will go in and recruit some volunteers, do a little talk about the services that we provide. We try to gain interest for one person within that congregation to become a coordinator, so they have their own little circle within that. And then that coordinator will work with us.
Great.
So even though they have their own little group going on, everything goes back into the office, and we funnel the matches and the training, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one of the ways. Another way is that we go into a lot of adult communities, again, talk about the services that we provide and just heighten awareness. We do have fundraising events too that we publicize. That we publicize, and it gives us a great opportunity then, you know, to talk about what we do and to get volunteers to come in and help.
I think in Ocean there's 90 adult communities. So there's a lot of people to talk to.
Yes.
So are you always looking for volunteers?
Always looking for volunteers.
Okay.
As I said, 2,000 we're helping, and so many more, Pat, that are out there that really could use our help.
So if someone wanted to volunteer, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, they could call us at the office, which is area code 732-505-2273. If you would like to know, or if they would like to know more information about our organization, we're on the web, www.caregivervolunteers.org.
Okay.
And then you can like us on Facebook.
Okay, if I know how to, I would like you on Facebook. I will know after the digital AMP program, though, so we'll make sure that everyone likes you.
Good, thank you.
The other is, so you provide this fabulous service to 2,000 people in Ocean County, served by 1,200 wonderful volunteers. How do you get funded?
We get funded through grants, various grants that we have through Ocean County, fundraising. One event coming up at the end of May, we're going to do Dancing with the Stars. Actually, it's Caregiver Volunteers dancing with their stars. So we're having a wonderful fundraising event then. We usually have 3 or 4 large events during the course of the year. And again, we're always looking for grants and opportunities to get money that way. And donors.
Of course, we all are, but you know, being a caregiver, I mean, I took care of my mom before she passed away, and knowing the system, because I've been in the field of aging for so long, I have to tell you it was still so challenging because Dad was home, and we always had help with Mom at home with Dad, and but as her needs grew, and then Dad passed away suddenly. You know, we had to place her into a nursing home, and it was probably one of the worst regrets I have. But the program that you have could probably keep someone like my mom or other people in their home. So tell me about, when are you coming to Monmouth?
Well, we would love to expand our services into Monmouth County, but you know, one of our big challenges is getting the funding. We've been in Ocean County for many, many years now. We've gotten a lot of support from the Ocean County Office on Aging and other grants from the Ocean County community. The people in Monmouth County don't know us yet, and that's why I thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today, so that maybe some of the people in Monmouth County will get to know us a little bit better and help us out, help us to get here so we can help you.
Yes, and I guess I'm going to go on record now that it is one of my top priorities to get caregiving services, direct services. I mean, I know that we have lots of not-for-profits who provide respite service and other kinds of services to homebound or people in need in Monmouth County, but this is a little different. This is the hands-on, consistent, friendly visiting, or the phone call, or the time off that's needed, and the volunteer force is huge, and so no other program can really provide that at this point in time. So I'm going on record that I'm going to do all in my power to see if we can help you get your services into Monmouth County, hopefully in 2015-16. I guess I am going to have to live up to that. But it is a priority because I think the services are needed. I mean, our members need it in regards to their significant others. And if they don't need it now, they might need it in the future. Or the volunteer opportunity. I think that we have a wonderful group of volunteers, especially SCAN members who are looking for opportunities to do other things in the community besides coming to some classes and learning and, you know, continuing their friendships in the community, the SCAN community. So I'm looking forward to helping do that.
Well, I appreciate that so much, Pat. You know, we're both in the same field. You said you've been working for the aged for many, many years. So, you know, we're all about helping those that need the help and trying to keep them independent as long as we possibly can.
So we have a couple of more seconds left. So how can we get in touch with you again?
You could call us at 732-505-2273. You could look for us on the web, www.caregivervolunteers.org, or you can like us on Facebook.
And again, thank you for your time, and we will be partners, at least in digital app, and hopefully in the future we'll be partners too. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Pat.
Take it from me. Living with a chronic disease is no easy task, but I learned to better manage my health condition, and you can too. Take Control of Your Health is the chronic disease self-management program created by Stanford University. This fun, innovative course is now offered to all county residents. Diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, cancer. Take Control of Your Health gives proven strategies to manage these conditions and reclaim your life. See how nutrition, exercise, and various mind techniques can help you overcome depression, increase energy, and manage pain. You'll not only get this book when you participate, you'll also receive the guidance and support of others living with a chronic illness, just like you. Take control of your health in 6 short sessions.
Call the number on your screen to register or get further information at scannj.com. Brought to you by SCAN, Social Community Activities Network, with funding made available by the Monmouth County Office on Aging.
Welcome back. My name is Pat Bohse, and this is Welcome to SCAN. With me right now is Andrea Tarr. She is the Director of Special Projects and Special Programs. Welcome.
Hey, Pat. Thank you. Good to be here.
Nice to see that we are continuing our new cadre of classes and events. So what's going on?
Lots of stuff. Well, of course, we just finished off our campus of courses for the winter at Bohse. And that was, you know, typically we get around 700 people in a month. About 40 classes, and it was great. It always goes really beautifully. It really
and we had
does.
Some new classes this time.
We did.
Which really made me excited.
We did. We had some things that were a little bit different. Like, for example, we did a session on how to self-publish your own book. That was nice. And the guy who did it had just recently published a book, so he knew all about that. Let's see. We had. I'm trying to. Well, of course, we did something for online dating for seniors. And that's popular. We've done it before, but it always gets a nice crowd of people.
So I think we should drop the word senior and just do online dating tips and the do's and the don'ts. So maybe in the future.
Okay, I'll let our instructor know that. Okay. And let's see what. Oh, we had something from a local travel agency, Travel Leaders in Ocean Township, and they did 2 things that were really interesting. First, they did kind of like an armchair travel thing. A riverboat guide in Europe, if you want to go riverboat cruising. I mean, it was just beautiful.
It's on my to-do list.
Very well attended, you know, fantastic photos, very interesting. And then they also did another seminar on professional development for someone who might want to become a travel agent. Yeah. It's still a viable way to make some extra money.
My daughter is one. She's a home-based travel agent.
There you go.
And I think that she only sells to herself, and she
gets
absolutely gets all the commissions.
Okay, there you go. Not a bad thing. But we look at it that there's probably a lot of our SCAN people who might want to make some extra money, and this is something you could do at any age in your life. And this was really just kind of to see if you're really interested in doing it, and they actually have a school. So that was fun. That was, that was some of the different things. Cool. So it went beautifully. It always does. But we always breathe when it's over.
Yes, 40 classes in 4 weeks.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
Staff is beyond the call of duty. So thank you.
Yeah, that was a lot. And of course, in February also we had a chocolate tasting, in conjunction with Valentine's Day that we've done before. Is always a lot of fun. And we also had a special screening at Seabrook. We screened The Age of Love, a film by Stephen Loring, and it's about speed dating in Rochester, New York. It's a documentary. It's real, but it's kind of a comedy. And these seniors were between 70 and 90. And it was really a compelling movie.
And it was open to all of SCAN members, free of charge. Right. So it was a nice turnout.
That was very nice. We did that. We partnered with Seabrook, and we used their beautiful auditorium. So that was a wonderful event. And of course, we also have coming up our behind the scenes program, which this time is going to be at Wilson Hall at Monmouth University. So you'll have a guided tour. There's a lot of history in Wilson Hall. And while some people might know there's a lot of history, it would be nice to know what specifically that history is.
And they also filmed Annie there.
Yeah,
the movie,
they filmed the movie
not
Annie
the most
there.
recent, but
no, the older one, the older one.
With Daddy Warbucks.
But it's just a fantastic building. It's got a lot of history, and it's you know, worth going to check that out. Let's see. Well, you know, our winter semester is ongoing through at the beginning of April. And
so people can still take some of our classes.
Yeah, if you want to, you can still take a class. You can still sign up. We'll prorate it for you. Especially the fitness classes, it's easy enough to just kind of drop in and you know, work on that. We also had a really wonderful general meeting with the Monmouth County surrogate, Rosemary Peters. That was really something good for people to know about wills and how that whole surrogate, you know, what happens if you didn't, probate, right. If you didn't leave a will, and you know how you can really make your family
Or if you did
crazy.
and it wasn't really in good shape.
Okay, all of that, right, all of that. So that was interesting too. And of course, just to mention, in May is going to be our Take Control of Your Health Fair. It's not too early. Well, we've already been thinking about that for a while. So typically for us, we'll have about 40 vendors, and we'll be in the town square area of the mall. That's the big area in front of Macy's. And that'll be coming up soon.
And I just want to talk a little more about our Take Control of Your Health program. So we are funded for this program, so it's free of charge to anyone who would like to participate in it. It's 6 weeks, 2.5 hours per week, peer-led, and it really helps one become a better advocate for themselves and their loved ones, not only with medical issues, but also
life issues.
Life issues. So I'm encouraging people to call us, see where and when we're offering it, if they're interested in having us do it in their facilities or in their senior housing buildings. We're open to all of those possibilities. So they can call us at 732-542-1326. Or they can also get on our website, which is scannj.com. So that's really exciting. So we have about 1 more second left. Do you have anything to add as far as coming up, or?
Well, you know, we're always looking for wonderful volunteers at SCAN, and anyone who has any interest, please call us. Come see us.
So again, I'd like to thank Linda Conroy and Andrea for their contributions today. I would hope that our viewers, if you're in the mall, come down and join us, take a tour of the facility. If you would like any specific information or educational classes, please let us know, because if it's important to you, it's important to us. Thank you.
How to locate SCAN. SCAN is easy to locate once you find the movie theater at Monmouth Mall. As you enter the parking lot from Route 35, the theater is almost directly ahead of you. Drive towards the theater, but go up along the left side into the parking lot. As you approach the end, you will see entrance number 3 on your right. Park and enter the building here. Once inside, you will see a staircase that only goes down. After passing through the doors at the bottom, turn to your left, and SCAN is right there.